Whispers in the Tall Grass is a first-person record of the impressions of tumultuous times and events. It is not for those with delicate sensitivities, or those who are unfamiliar with military vernacular and the macabre sense of humor that helps to blunt the reality of life and death struggles. I started to write as a catharsis to rid myself of my demons while illuminating some of the history and valor of the individuals with whom I served. The view is not one derived from the lofty heights of evaluation of the combat reports, archives of official orders, or the military's vast trove of dry, tepid accounts of battles devoid of the suffering of the participants. It is my reflections as a participant and as an observer. It is harsh, profane, and littered with the rough humor of those of us that survived. It is not always written chronologically. For that I apologize. There are other great books out there that fit those historical parameters. My challenge was to let you see what the daily war looked like when we were out there trying to survive it, both physically and mentally, and yet not make the book a continuous string of missions from which we didn't expect to return. All of us tended to get banged up on every mission. Sometimes we could only be on the ground for 20 minutes before we had to be removed or be annihilated. Sometimes it was the trip home that wasn't survived. We had incredible air support from brave pilots. The chopper pilots flew to get us, knowing not if, but when their helicopters would be shot up. Through writing Whispers, I have found a deeper appreciation of our great republic, the times and the incredible resiliency we possess as a people. Vietnam was an era of great turmoil and dissension within our society, yet tempered with an ethos of duty, honor, and country that shaped my generation. Those core values are with us today. We imparted them to our children, and they still surface wherever our progeny are put in the crucible of war. The greatest tragedy to befall any people is the loss of the spirit of we, that sharing of ideals and culture. My generation was witness to just such disintegration and where it can lead, as we watched a country tear itself apart through division. We came home to the rot that had started in ours. In conclusion, these are the tales of my youth, written nearly 40 years ago when my recollections were fairly fresh. The book was never intended to be literature, nor is it scholarly. Whispers in the Tall Grass is a tribute to the unit, its record of accomplishment, and to the gallant, quirky characters that exhibited raw courage and dedication to the missions and each other under fire. Those characters and events will always remain vivid in my memory.